Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the 2022 edition
Yo, we
of
getting some
Matt.
feedback.
We getting feedback?
Yeah, a little bit of feedback.
That
Yeah,
must
there
be
we
my
go.
phone. That was my phone. I
Yeah, there we go.
brought my phone too close to the other computer,
Yeah, I
and
do that
that's what
too.
was going on. So sorry about that.
All
Should we
good.
start over? What's going on? I'm DJ HazMatt,
Yeah, and I'm Matty Willz.
and welcome to Matt and Matt Sports. Yes, we're back in action. They've been asking, and we've been slacking.
What
But we
up,
back.
Corey? First comment of the new season. Love to
Yeah.
see you. Love to see you there. The new name is Mystery Tide back in action as well. Some of our
The new
faithfuls
name.
pulled up
Okay.
already.
Yeah. What's happening? What's happening, fellas? Happy when was the last time we did this?
It had to be. I mean, it was sometime last season. Did we try to do it during basketball a little bit? We might have tried to do it
We
during
might have
basketball a little bit.
tried.
Yeah, I don't
What's up,
remember.
Sharice? What's up, Sharice? Hey, y'all, do me a favor, you guys. Invite your peoples that you know on Facebook right now to come on in here. You know what I mean? Let them know we about to talk. We about to get into it about what happened yesterday with the Browns because it was a historic thing that took place. We, for the first time in 18 years, won on opening day.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, I wish
We
I had
need
all
you.
my sound
We need
effects.
your soundboard. Yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm in a
Look,
different location.
that's what you know. What I actually think we should open with that, bro. I think we should update the people because we both in different spots in our careers. You're in a
Yes.
different spot in the country
Mhm.
right now, permanently. So first and foremost, we appreciate everybody that's rocked with us throughout the years. Yada yada
Mhm.
yada. You already know the Browns. We gonna get into Baker and the whole nine in just 1 second. But Has, go ahead, tell everybody, man, with your big time self now.
Oh well,
Corey, you
I
know already a little.
Corey does know. And yes, rest in peace to PNB Rock. I don't want to start
Absolutely.
off too sad, but we just got the news confirmed that uh artist PNB Rock has
From Philly.
passed uh from Philadelphia artist, but he was shot out in LA,
Yeah.
and it has been confirmed that he has passed.
We
I
got a
wanted to
full
start
write
it
up
off
on
on that.
zhiphopcleveland.com.
Yes, man, because we don't want to get too down, but it's another rapper, man.
Condolences for sure. That's
But
terrible.
for me, I have relocated to the Atlanta area. I don't want to get in trouble with Amaretta or nobody because Gwinnett is not
Feedback.
Atlanta. That's this phone, man. Let me get it on. Let me get the phone just away. I
Yeah,
threw it
man.
all the way over there. I
All
ain't
right,
gonna
there we
touch
go.
the phone no more. All right. Gwinnett is not Atlanta, but I am in the Atlanta area because I am now the as you can see over my shoulder here.
Man, branding, the king of the brander,
I,
incognito.
it's just it's all over this office right here. But if you've listened to the Posted on the Corner show on 1079 in Cleveland or wherever you at, you know the show is syndicated in 14 markets, and I have now been hired as the executive producer of the Posted on the Corner show.
Big time. That's a
And
big time move right there, boy.
but since the Posted on the Corner show is located or broadcast out of our Reach Media Atlanta studios, that is where I work now, and I happen to be in the building right now. And it's not just the Radio One building because there's a lot of businesses in this building. There's a lot of floors. We're on the 12th floor, and also Dish Nation is located in this building. And of course, I still do my thing with Dish Nation. But yes, I do not live in the Cleveland area anymore. I am in the Atlanta area. I'm in the ATL downtown right now in our offices so that we can get this Mad Mad Sports in.
You
So
already
now
know.
that we're done with the particulars, what up, DD?
Man, can
Sharice?
I update the folks on my news too? I got a
That's
little
right.
bit of
You
news
got
right
a
now.
little, you got a little update too.
We
Yeah,
got a
let's let
little
them know
update
what we've
too.
been up to, man. Go
So
ahead.
yeah, so back in the spring, which was probably after our last episode, I accepted a new role. I'm still in Cleveland. I'm still in the basement, as y'all can see.
In jail.
And so I'm now the online editor for the Cleveland cluster of market or the Cleveland cluster of stations for Radio One. So basically I just do a bunch of stuff on the internet. But I enjoy it a lot. It's a lot more work than I was doing before. But it's all good. So we back, Mad Sports, back for another season. Browns, for the first time in our friendship, are 1-0 for the first time since 2004.
Since
Sure, y'all
04.
have heard all of the different numbers associated with that. But let's get into the game, man. That's why they're watching. That's why they're listening.
Mm-hmm.
What's your first reaction, or what, just talk about your experience watching the game, man, and the ups and downs, and just, how it went for you.
Well, since I live in Atlanta, I don't get the game on the local channel, so I have to go somewhere and watch the game because I don't have the ticket. But we're gonna have to figure that out because I can't keep traveling all the way to the. Shout out to the Creekwood Tavern, which is a brown backer bar in Smyrna, Georgia, and they take over the whole bar. All the TV screens, for the majority of the TV screens, are on the Browns game, so that's good. They got the sound on the Browns game, so I was able to sit there. A couple with Browns fans, and it's full of Browns fans. The Hot Atlanta Browns backers, shout out to them. So my experience was sitting in the rooftop of this place outside watching the game, having me a nice little IPA and some
Like a good IPA.
some buffalo shrimp and some wings and things, some lemon pepper. And my initial reaction was,
we escaped, because we did escape.
Because thank God we have a kicker. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a field goal kicker.
Wow.
This is like if you're in a fantasy football draft and somebody take a kicker early, you'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Why'd you take a kicker? Usually you wait till your last pick to take a kicker. But they took this young man in the 4th round of the 2022 draft out of LSU. And it immediately paid off. Immediately paid off in game 1 as he kicked a 58-yard field goal with seconds left on the clock to put us back ahead because we were down. And had it been any of our previous field goal kickers, I don't know if we would have came up out of there.
Nah, we wouldn't have. 58? Nah.
58
in that kind of game.
And that thing would have been good. That thing would have been good for 60.
Oh, for sure.
Or 60 plus.
For sure.
So it's good to know that we have a field goal kicker that we can rely on. And to me, that makes those 4th and 3 decisions to go for it when we're in field goal range a little bit more disturbing. Because
but
that did
I was really upset about that. And I posted that, but I heard a good explanation after the fact. So I wasn't really mad. They said, I know you've heard by now, that Cade York's warm-up in that game was like the worst warm-up he ever had, and he was shanking them and hitting the crossbar. So Coach Stefanski said he wanted to see him put one through the uprights before he rolled him out there for field goals and, on the extra point side. So I guess I kind of agree with that on the back end. But in that moment, I definitely would have liked him to trot out the kicker because I feel like that made the game too close at the end.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course. It's just like it just, to me, I'm a little on the fence with Stefanski's decision making and in situational decision making in games. And this dates back to last year. You know what I'm saying? When everybody was so focused on what Baker was or wasn't doing, I was looking in the totality of how are we attacking the football games and what is the game plan? People want to deem me a Baker bro when I was just simply saying,
you're a Baker bro, but it's
I'm not a Baker bro. I'm a Cleveland Brown, whoever's playing quarterback bro. And at the time, it was Baker. So I supported that. And I didn't see whereas we were in a position, I looked at it like this, because a lot of people like to look at overall shit. When he was healthy, we were a playoff team. When he was hurt, we weren't. And that's a bottom line for me. And I feel like if once you get to the playoffs, anything goes. It doesn't matter who your quarterback is. It could matter, but it doesn't mean that it has to be the only factor that matters when you are a playoff team. Because we've seen teams like the New York Giants in the past get in as a wild card with a quarterback nobody really thought was elite in a Eli Manning, and then make it all the way to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. And nobody would sit up here and put Eli Manning on the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. So what I'm saying is, once you get into the tournament, that's your chance to get to you know what I'm saying, realize your dreams. So I was like, we already are a playoff team with this guy healthy. Why are we trying to do something else? It wasn't about let me praise him, he's the greatest ever. Obviously, if you have the choice between him and Deshaun Watson and you're picking a fantasy football team, you're going to pick Deshaun Watson. However, that wasn't our situation. Our situation was a huge gamble, and we still got a huge gamble ahead of us to see if this 230 million is going to actually pay off.
It will.
So the irony for me is, and I know what the counter is going to be on this, that Baker was a number 1 overall pick.
That matters.
Well, I'll say this. What matters to me is dubs at the end of the day. And it doesn't matter how I achieve them. People in Cleveland, to me, got caught up in it, wanted it to look a certain way. It's like, it's not enough to win. It has to look a certain way. It has to look like we won because of our quarterback.
That's annoying to me too. That annoyed me yesterday. The amount of complaining that I saw after the game did annoy me yesterday. People nitpicking this, nitpicking that, and I get it because you want to be able to see something that you think is sustainable, and when you see things that are kind of chaotic or not really sustainable looking, then that's definitely cause for concern. But
you do realize that it's now a complete role reversal, because the ones that wanted Baker out are now urging us to get behind Jacoby Brissett. You know what I'm saying?
Because you got to back the guy. Okay,
but
hold on. Let's take a step back here.
Okay, you got to back the guy. No. Okay. Go ahead, say it.
So let's take a step back here.
Say it.
Let's not act like Baker was here and we only saw him play 6 games. We saw that dude play for 4 years. 4. And you know what his record was? 30-30. 500. So whatever you say about the injury, not a winning one either. And when you take a guy who's just a 500 quarterback and you get to the playoffs, there's not a lot of high expectations, at least coming from me in that situation. So I am, despite all of everything extra that we've had to deal with Deshaun Watson as a player, I am ecstatic to see what he can bring to this team, and really not so much necessarily this year because he hasn't played. It's gonna be X amount of games in between him actually playing real 4-quarter football games, but we got him for the next 4 years after this year. So this year, I'm just soaking it all in. I don't really have, I wouldn't say that I have really high expectations for the Browns this year, but I am looking forward to seeing what they can do. But getting back to the Baker and Jacoby thing, Baker, number 1 overall pick. He had 4 years in Cleveland. He was high and he was low, and we know what he was. Jacoby, to me, he's a non-factor in the conversation because he's not our guy. Like, he's the guy playing right now. It's the equivalent of if Deshaun was injured and we just had to ride out the backup. So whatever he gives us, and I know you saw him emotional after the game, which I'm like, come on, dog. Like, you playing football, big fella. Like, you won 1 game, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being all in, but from you Jacoby, won 1 game.
But you got to understand what the message he's saying is that he been at this thing for a while. Now you can say he just won 1 game with the Cleveland Browns, but the man been in the league. The man been in the league. Okay,
for sure.
He was backing up. He was a backup in New England, and he got his opportunity to be a starter. It didn't necessarily pan out too well for him in Indianapolis, but they rode with him for a couple years anyway. And then he moved on to Miami.
Average kind of guy. I know he's got a losing record, but he's been on.
But the irony for me is, it don't matter what your journey was to get here, whether you was a number 1 overall pick or you had Jacoby Brissett's path. For all intents and purposes, he's our starter, and you can consider him a backup all you want, but he has to start for us, and that means we need him to go out there and ball. So we don't get to take no games off just because you've lowered your expectation on the quarterback.
I wasn't saying that.
You said you don't have as high expectations. You're like, whatever he gives is what we get. You know what I'm saying? No, that's a low expectation.
Aren't your expectations based on what you think the potential is? Like, I don't think that our potential, I think that our potential is stunted with Brissett at the helm. Now, if you told me that we had to ride out Brissett the last 6 games of the season when we're trying to make the playoffs, I'd be almost pushing the panic button. But that's not the situation. So all he got to do is keep us floating around 500. Maybe Deshaun can come in there. We can catch a little lightning down the stretch. But I don't know, because Deshaun ain't played in a couple of years, especially by the time he comes back. So I'm just taking this season for what it is, man. We got a lot of guys in their prime.
What is Corey talking
probably
about?
Gonna be gone.
He saw signs of him looking a bit like Dante Culpepper.
I'm not mad at that. A big boy that really can't move like that, but I don't know.
Dante was
balling, some bad bros.
Dante balled out
for like one season. Come on, let's be real.
It doesn't matter. When has Jacoby Brissett ever balled out?
Yeah, I get you.
Never. Okay. So I'm just talking about the irony of the people, the very things that you hated about Baker Mayfield.
For that irony, though. That's irony.
I'm
is
not.
Fabricated.
It is
not
what it is.
Real.
The very things you hated about the quarterback, or that you claim he was, is everything Jacoby Brissett is.
But you're missing so many ingredients out of that debate.
No, I'm not.
We've watched Jacoby play for one game.
I've watched Jacoby play on other teams for seasons.
Not for us, though.
He's a veteran. He's
not for us.
He's got more experience than Baker Mayfield.
And though, with Baker, we had to make a decision. We had to say, are we going to continue riding this train, or are we going to get off this train and go somewhere else? With Jacoby, it's not that at all. It's not even. It's not the same. I don't agree with
that, Matty, because we could have did the same thing the Washington Commanders now did when they had the Kirk Cousins situation going on. They didn't extend him. They didn't give him any long-term contract, but they said, hey, we might as well franchise him until we can figure out something else.
So you think the Browns will be better with Baker as under the franchise tag this year? Are you kidding me?
Baker would have been playing on his 5th-year option this year, not a franchise.
And you think that he would have given us a better chance than what we have right now?
I saw a healthy Baker Mayfield win a playoff game, so yes.
You also saw a healthy Baker Mayfield lose to Jacoby Brissett yesterday. That's what you also saw. You also saw him have the worst first quarter of any quarterback. Now, you know that you ain't never seen a quarterback play that bad for a whole quarter. That yesterday in the first quarter was
and I was watching
terrible.
Both quarterbacks play terrible. Both of them.
Okay,
they both had a 37 quarterback rating. Stop it with the trying to act like
you deflecting for your boy, man.
Hey, listen, and guess what,
Baker, bro.
And guess what, though?
It's cool. Just say you're a Baker, bro.
If that's what you want to call me, I don't care. But listen, I'm gonna tell you like this. You made me lose my train of thought just a little bit. But what I'm saying is, I don't like that Baker got beat by Jacoby Brissett. Baker plays against the Browns defense.
I know.
So in comparison, so let's compare defenses. Do you think that the Carolina Panthers defense is on the level of the Cleveland Browns defense?
Absolutely not. Their roster cannot compare to ours.
Okay, so then when both quarterbacks had a subpar day, and actually Baker's was better numbers wise.
Yeah. He did
against a better defense.
He did throw the only interception of the game.
Okay, cool. He threw an interception.
And he also fumbled the ball.
Okay.
So I mean,
but what did Jacoby do?
Jacoby didn't lose the game.
Okay.
And for years, what did we watch
He
Baker
almost
do?
did.
Lose games for us. And can I tell you one more thing that Jacoby did? He led a game-winning drive.
Don't say that.
Why can't we?
Don't say
it goes down on the stat sheet as a game-winning drive.
Boy, that was a personal foul penalty and 2 completions.
Hey, the Panthers didn't get a phantom
cut it out
roughing call. The Panthers didn't get a phantom roughing call on the scoring drive.
Cut it out with the let him down the field.
Hey, man, are you a Browns fan, man?
Yes,
what is going on right now?
Because the roles are reversed now.
How?
That's what's going on right now.
No,
I'm skeptical now. I don't believe in this crap now.
I'm not telling you not to be skeptical.
I need my $230 million investment to pay off, and I'm sitting up here watching Jacoby Brissett.
How much did you sign away?
34 for 147 yards and 1 touchdown. I got to sit up here. I invested $230 million to get rid of my playoff quarterback when he's healthy, to watch a guy overthrowing wide open receivers.
30 and 30.
I'm talking about
now
most
30 and
recently.
31.
Most recently, he was.
And
in the
let's
quarterback.
not act like Baker wasn't overthrowing wide open receivers yesterday.
Yeah, when he
too,
was hurt.
healthy.
When he was hurt.
Yesterday in the first quarter, he sailed that one to Grant Delpit.
Hey,
There wasn't a Panther receiver in the same zip code as
Did you
that
see the
damn
one he
ball.
sailed to Robbie Anderson, the dude that didn't even want him there?
On the busted coverage?
Y'all always talking about busted coverage. He still had to deliver the ball.
Was it busted coverage or not?
I don't know what happened to the coverage.
Right.
All I know is he hit y'all off for a bomb.
You see what Corey said? What Deshaun Watson at home doing, Haz? Hey, don't answer that. I don't think you should answer. Hey, Corey, what you doing? Hey, Corey. Oh, man. We lost my boy. Man. He'll be back in just a second. Corey, what you doing? You know you served that up on the tee on the tee for that boy. So while Haz reconnects, I'll just talk real quickly about what the plan is going forward with this season. So instead, with Haz's relocation, now he's just rejoined. Haz, while you was reconnecting, I was just telling him the game plan for this season. So we'll
myself out that time.
Dude, he was so amped for that softball that Corey lobbed him. So we're gonna be going live.
I was trying to get there. Where was it?
I'm gonna put it back up. We're gonna be going live the day after games, because game day is gonna be a little hectic throughout this season, and them late games, I don't like doing shows that late at night anyway. That's Haz's thing. Now my dog is frozen. What's going on, Haz?
I am not frozen.
There you go. So we'll be going live the day after game days around this time, sometime in the evening, 7, 8, 9 o'clock. Just keep an eye on if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on social media, wherever you're watching, they'll be popped out that day.
Monday Night Football. Come over here.
So we got you. There is a Monday Night Football game on. That's crazy. I didn't even turn it on yet. But so answer Corey's question so we can move on.
What was Deshaun Watson doing at home?
I gotta pull
Deshaun Watson.
Up.
Listen, while Baker Mayfield we were paying Baker Mayfield to play against us.
Yeah.
And we were paying Deshaun Watson.
We didn't pay him to beat us.
And we were paying Deshaun Watson to play with himself.
Right. Come on, bro.
Because I assume now that he can't.
If you ever want to come on Mad Sports, man, we'll have you.
Yeah, come on, bro. I love it. I can't wait till you get out here and start winning games for the Browns. Yeah. Because we paid you a lot of money, bro. And I'm going to need you to do that ASAP. ASAP. Rooney, baby.
All that money you gave Deshaun out of your own bank account.
Damn
Come
right.
on, man.
I'm contributing to the money. I'm a season ticket holder, aren't I?
That's true. You probably making it back in spades, selling them seats throughout this year, but whatever. So Browns start 1-0. First time they've been 1-0 since 2004. Jeff Garcia was the quarterback. I think it's the first road. My brother told me it was the first road home opener we've won since like 87, which is even wilder. I was 4 years old back then, but
the Browns hold a lot of records in a bad category.
Bad records, yeah.
Those are not good records to have, man. But at least we have gotten over that hump. We won on opening day. Hopefully that means more success, because a lot of times, we got pumped few years back, won all our preseason games, and then lost every regular season game. So with the Browns, we get over one hump and then we get to another hump. And that's just the life of a Cleveland Browns fan. You hate to say it, but that's been the history and it hasn't changed. So we're looking forward to positive vibes. I want the Browns to win, sir. But that's why I have on my blue hat.
Yeah, I know you always hardly home, but always repping, man. It's a Drake line that gets rehashed time and time again.
We won the game.
Corey says, but we won, which is definitely a fact.
God.
So next week we are. Is that game at home? That's a home game for the Browns.
It is a home game. Anybody want tickets? Because I have a pair of tickets to go see the New York Jets. You can watch Joe Flacco and Jacoby Brissett get at it.
Yeah. That's DM also has. Don't get us in trouble for selling stuff on this thing, man, with all these logos on it. I don't know if that's legal or not. I'm sure it is, but I don't know. But
I just said I got some tickets. Holla at me if you need.
you already got it. I mean, you already know. So again, the day after we'll be live. It'll be a lot to talk about this year for show. It's going to be a lot of drama this year. One thing that I was thinking yesterday, man, Kareem Hunt, 2 touchdowns.
Did you have him playing for your fantasy team?
Do we look? No. How much better do we look with that dude on the field, man?
How much better did we look with having both of them on the field at the same time?
Yes.
something we never did last year. My thing is,
Kareem was hurt a lot last
this
year.
is my argument last year. This is the strength of our team.
For sure.
So that's what should be featured in crucial moments all the time. Trying to rely on an injured quarterback to throw passes when you should be using your real weapons was just dumb.
And man,
right?
that boy is in Carolina, man.
Listen,
yes, I agree.
And going away from the run in the second half was a little dumb. How do you think they got back in the game? He started, even though you said it yourself, Jacoby Brissett is not expected to do much.
No.
So
you can't have real expectations for that.
Okay, well then tell Kevin Stefanski that when he starts to get pass heavy, when Jacoby Brissett is at the helm.
I think Kev Stefanski, he tries to outsmart everybody, man. He even tries to outsmart himself sometimes.
You'll be running Kevin Stefanski out of here next, okay? That's gonna be the next.
If he would have lost that game, I would be saying right now he's on the hot seat. And I'm not even joking. Like I was thinking during the game, if Stefanski loses this game, especially with the 20-3 lead we had or whatever, bro, if he would have lost that game, if he would have lost that game, he would have had to be on a hot seat.
Dude, if he had missed that field goal, you know what the headlines would have said? Baker gets his revenge.
Yeah, but they
because he came back, he led them back to a lead. Did he not?
He did.
Okay.
But guess who got the game-winning drive?
Yes.
On the stat sheet on ProFootballReference.com.
So that
Jacoby Brissett.
Those were the same arguments I made when he kept leading us back in that Baltimore game when he was dueling it out with Lamar Jackson. He kept bringing him back.
I don't think I'm speaking for the Baker haters, I guess. You're speaking for the Baker bros. I don't hate him as a player. I just think that he's extremely average. And for a football team with Super Bowl aspirations, I know you brought up Eli Manning and we got Joe Flacco and who's the old Ravens quarterback back Trent Dilfer. Those guys
I never brought Trent Dilfer up.
I know, but it's the same mold, right?
I really think Baker's a little above a Trent Dilfer.
Maybe he is, but not much, bro. But not much. And
we'll see how
look at how good everybody else on that Ravens team, on the Trent Dilfer Ravens team, had to be for them to win the Super Bowl. You had to have an all-world defense.
But
and
Baker's not Trent
Jamal
Dilfer.
Lewis. Come on, man.
When we won the playoff game, he threw over 200 yards and had 3 touchdown passes. Let's just cut it out.
And the defense also got 5 turnovers.
Let's play complimentary football. What's wrong with that?
7-0.
Yes,
great. The rest of the Steelers got off the bus.
Is that his fault? Let's just add that in and have a great game. You do your part. He do his part. Everybody do their part.
Hey, he gone.
Shit.
It's over with. It's over with, man.
Listen,
and I'm glad.
I want to talk about the fact that because
I'm glad that this is the last time we'll have to talk about this dude.
Listen, I'll say this. It's coaching, man. It really is. Because guess who won yesterday?
Who's that?
That would be Mike Tomlin. Mitchell Trubisky, like you like to say, versus Joe Burrow. Who came out victorious in that?
Mike Tomlin.
Exactly. With a subpar quarterback, he didn't beat Joe Burrow, everybody's new darling. They think is so freaking great. He threw 4 interceptions in that game, and they came out on top, bro. And that's what it's going to be for the Pittsburgh.
His kicker also missed. Strange game. Okay, the extra point got blocked at the end, 2 seconds left. And then his kicker missed the game-winning field goal in overtime. McPherson, who oddly enough was the Cade York of last year. He was the most prophesized kicker in the NFL last year after the start that he had. So Mike Tomlin, though, he's a beast, man. He's a beast. He finishes 500 or better every year. He's got Mitchell Trubisky, who didn't have an all-world game, but he played good enough to win.
Hey. Look, Isn't that what you want?
Yes. Baker didn't do that enough.
What I'm saying is this, Matty. You got to look down the line. If this investment in $230 million don't pay off with a couple of Super Bowls in the next 4 years, it was a waste of money. And I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna hamstring our team.
So it was
a waste of money.
So every team that pays a franchise quarterback wastes money if they don't win a Super Bowl.
You damn right they do.
So Arizona wasted money re-signing Kyler Murray.
Oh hell yeah.
So if Denver doesn't get a Super Bowl out of Russell Wilson, it's a waste of money.
Russell Wilson
only
got paid
one
off of his
team-
resume. You gave Kyler Murray money and he ain't won nothing.
I mean, yeah, that's facts. But let's not act like Deshaun Watson hasn't gone out there and wowed everybody.
And did you see the results of the did you see the results of the Arizona game?
Yeah, Arizona got their ass whooped.
All that money. You better not come out there and get your ass whooped. All I'm saying is,
but
no.
These teams are going to run the risk of not being able to keep a quarterback that can keep them competent. What was Arizona doing before? Well, of course, back when they had Kurt Warner,
they're not doing anything with Kyler Murray yet.
No, that's facts too.
So what are we talking
That's facts too.
about?
I just think that teams are in a position that they have to either pull the trigger and say we're going to keep this guy that we drafted, or we're going to move on. We moved on. Other teams are keeping the guys that they drafted. I don't think it's necessarily a waste of money, though.
But Matty, it's fine if you want to move on. You're the GM. You can make that decision if that's not your guy. But to me, the way you moved on was the dumb part. Like, you could have had this man for the 5th-year option and then moved on. You could have moved on to somebody you thought was a better quarterback, but you didn't have to blow. You didn't have to blow it up. You didn't have to give up all of the future and pay all of this money. You didn't have to do it that way.
So with Baker being a 500 quarterback, okay, that's literally what he's under 500 now. But as a Brown, he was a 500 quarterback, right? If you bring him back for his 5th year, you got all these guys in their primes, Miles, Nick Chubb. We know Kareem Hunt's probably going after this year.
You got him out there playing with Jacoby Brissett, so what difference it make?
But we don't. We have him out there playing with Deshaun Watson.
No.
Jacoby Brissett is just a quarterback until Deshaun Watson's suspension is over. Jacoby Brissett is not going to be playing quarterback in December.
Jacoby Brissett
when the game
playing all the way to week 13.
Yeah, but not in December.
It's going to be over by then.
But not in December.
Look, when we start running through that gambit in October and November,
the thing that makes this argument to me sound crazy from you, I mean, I'm mind boggled, is that Jacoby is 1-0 and Baker is 0-1, and you still want Baker. That is a Baker bro.
I don't want Baker back. I'm just saying I thought it was a bad decision. I think that you're right. We moved on from him, so it is what it is. But my argument is I don't think we needed to do that.
Okay. Well, they did it, man. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Coming back, I know this. But
and Jacoby gonna be 2-0 after next week.
To sell me that Jacoby Brissett. Listen, I didn't get rid of
you
my playoff quarterback to watch Jacoby Brissett. Damn it!
But that's not who the draw is. You keep skipping the draw. We have Deshaun Watson, who every NFL analyst that you can find will tell you is a top 5 NFL quarterback.
He's a top 5 freak.
Everybody, yeah, he is.
He's a top
but he's
5
also a top 5 NFL quarterback.
Kinkiest man in America.
To act like we are putting all our chips in the Jacoby Brissett basket is just inaccurate and false.
We put a majority of the 2022 chips in him.
Man, in Deshaun, in
Jacoby. Because he's the one that got to go out there and play.
Fam, if Jacoby goes out there and loses 3 straight games, Hobbs will be in, or whatever his name, Dobbs will be in. So we ain't what I'm not even gonna waste time analyzing. Like people were on the internet yesterday, like, oh, Jacoby Brissett, he did this when he threw it. I'm just thinking, like, why are we analyzing Jacoby? We don't care. It doesn't matter what Jacoby Brissett does.
It definitely matters.
It doesn't matter.
You just talked about guys in their prime that want to win. It matters to them what he does.
Yeah, but the expectations are not there.
The expectation is to go out and win.
Let me ask you a question. Yes, the expectation for everybody in every professional sport is always to go out there and win. Yes. Let me ask you a question. Would your expectations for the Browns during this football season be different or the same if Deshaun Watson was playing all 17 games?
They'd be the same, but I'd be a little bit more excited about it. I still expect.
I almost called you a GD liar, man.
I still expect.
I almost called you a GD liar.
I still expect the team to compete and get into the playoffs.
Okay, but would you expect the offense to operate under the same manner?
I expect the offense to utilize all of their weapons.
You are lying to these people. Why are you lying to these people, man? That's like saying you expected the Cavs after LeBron left to still go out there and fight for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
You're professionals. Get out there and play.
Get out of here.
Because if you can expect a a player that has a broke shoulder and a torn labrum to go out there and still give you his best, then I assume that I can expect the same out of a 6-7 year veteran backup quarterback.
Trash. That is such that was one of the things that really made me not
Don't
like
lower your
him
expectations now.
more, because he came out and it was this, woe is me. You're a football player. How many times do we hear about at the end of a season a certain player was playing with a certain injury that he didn't want people to know about? Baker was making it front page news. Baker was letting the world know, oh man, I'm not right. I'm gonna go out there and fight for y'all, but just y'all know I ain't right now. My off throwing, man, shut the up, bro.
If Jacoby Brissett did the same thing,
Jacoby
you'd be finding the positives in it.
Jacoby Brissett wouldn't be out here talking about, I don't feel good.
If Jacoby Brissett had a broke shoulder, they would sit his ass down immediately. They like, nah, bro, you can't help the team. We're gonna have to move on to the next guy.
So you think this is reverse racism?
No, I'm just telling you that's what they should have done last season.
Well, last season,
because we still could have been competitive if we weren't going out there with a hampered quarterback.
Susie Lawrence chimes in. What's up, Suze? It matters to me, and I expect him to keep helping the Browns win games until Watson comes back. That's what they're paid to do. I completely agree with that. I feel like that's coming at me. Can I just take 10 seconds to respond to that?
Take you longer than 10 seconds.
It probably will, but I'm going to try to wrap it up. I completely agree with that. My point, though, is that we know the limitations that Jacoby has as a quarterback. We know the limitations on the field that Deshaun Watson has as a quarterback are far less than what Jacoby has. So when I'm saying that I don't care what Jacoby does, I don't mean that literally per se. All I'm saying is that I don't expect a whole lot from him. So whatever he gives me, I'm going to take it and I'm going to run with it. Right now, I just hope that we rely on defense and running the football. If we do that, if Baker could have done that without throwing a million picks, he would still be here. But we got to roll out Jacoby.
You know what's funny about that?
Last point, his main attribute, what has he done? What does he not do? He doesn't turn the ball over a whole lot. So that's why he's playing right now, and that's why Stefanski's going to go with him, and I'm going to roll with my coach. So
let me ask you this. Since you said this statement, and you got to listen to what you said, and tell me if it sounds ridiculous. If Baker Mayfield could have just relied on the running game without throwing
the picks,
how do you
That's the problem.
How do you throw picks if you're running the ball?
You have to throw sometimes, Haz. You can't
run
the ball
act like every
70
single
times
time he
a game.
you act like every single time he raised up to throw the ball, it was a pick.
Man, I'm pulling up this Remy for Baker Mayfield right now. We're going to send him
off. No, it just doesn't make sense. You know who should have relied on the running game? Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah. Can I tell you something?
Be a passing team.
For everybody who still wants Baker to be here and is mad that he's gone, you're at work. Have a drink for him. Say a little prayer. He's out of here.
We don't want him to be here, Matty. We want the coach to coach the team accordingly, according to the strength.
Coach got us 1-0, bro.
Team. He's trying to
1-0.
We were lucky to have that, Matty.
Either whatever you want to say at the end of the season,
coach almost got us beat.
They're going to look at that on the stats.
Coach almost got us beat.
They're going to look at that on the record sheet, and they're going to be like 1-0.
We're happy with the win, but you saw how that win almost slipped away from us.
Yeah,
they got the lead with a minute left. We were lucky to come out of that.
Your quarterback got you down
guarantee
the field.
You.
Your
Listen,
kicker.
I guarantee you, if there was no personal foul
what are we mad for?
If there was no personal foul called, I don't know if Jacoby Brissett gets us in field goal range.
Okay, can I ask you a question? Was the call against Baker in the end zone that was a roughing? Was that not fluky? Was that not questionable? Come on, bro.
I don't know.
Questionable calls happen in every sport where you have a human being calling what's right and wrong.
That was earlier in the game. That wouldn't have decided the outcome of the game.
But they still got points off.
That personal foul call definitely helped decide the outcome of the game.
But they still scored points.
And we were lucky to have that call.
They still scored points off of the other penalty, which made the game closer. If they don't get that, if they don't convert and get past the 50-yard line on that drive, who knows if the game is even close at the end? You can't just sum everything up to one play. Like, we didn't win because we got that call. We won because we built a good first half lead, and then we have a kicker who can kick it from 70 yards. That's why we won.
Hey, Corey,
That's why we
put
won.
Corey's
We gotta
comment up.
accept it.
One more for people that didn't actually go to OSU, because I've been seeing on Facebook recently, because yes, this is a conversation that's going to involve Baker Mayfield. We did just play him, but I'm trying to get to the root of the Baker hate, and it stems
I can
back.
break it down. How much time you got?
It stems back, apparently, for a lot of people, to the Oklahoma versus Ohio State game that happened like 7 years ago.
Yeah.
So
I don't
back
care about
then,
that at all. I can be
right,
100%
and
honest.
that's what people will post, like, I ain't like Baker since he planted the flag at Ohio State. I'm like, and I'm in my mind, I'm like, did you go to Ohio State?
Can I tell you
Because
what?
if you didn't go to Ohio State, you should not be bothered by that. Not one bit what happened in college. I root for Ohio State because they're the Ohio team and they're good, but I didn't go to Ohio State. My daughter went there for a couple years before she dropped out, but none of us have degrees from Ohio State University, so I don't bleed Buckeyes like that.
Can I make it real simple for you, for me? Because I don't care about college football at all. So has no bearing on my mind when I think about Baker Mayfield.
You know, I know what bears on your mind about Baker Mayfield.
For years.
I'm gonna let y'all in on why Matty Willz hates Baker Mayfield.
I would love for you to tell me why.
Because he loved Johnny Manziel and Johnny let him down.
Johnny,
so he didn't want to make that mistake again, because there were similarities.
Johnny did let
Johnny and Baker. They tried to compare the two guys. So he was like, I'm not gonna go for Manziel 2.0. I'm not doing it. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe again.
I'm gonna sum it up real quick. He wasn't good enough. That, like, for me, in my heart of hearts, the reason why I wanted him gone, and it really didn't turn into a hate until the Baker Bros banded together. But the reason why I wanted him gone is because he wasn't good enough. Like, period. Like, winning one playoff game in 4 years, to me, that's not
compared to
amazing.
What? Compared to what?
If you're gonna compare it to our franchise since I've been alive, great. But if you're going to compare it to all the other 31 teams in the NFL,
tell me all the rookie quarterbacks that are tearing it up in the playoffs as soon as they get in the league. Which
30 and 30.
Which ones?
30 and 30.
No, just please give me the list.
30
give
and
me
30.
Yeah, I know you're giving me his record.
There's a quarterback in
give
Cincinnati.
Me the list.
I got you. There's a quarterback in Cincinnati. In his second year, he took his team
never
to the
beat
Super
the
Bowl.
Browns in his career.
In his second year, hey, beating the Browns is not how you got to get to the Super Bowl all the time.
It's how you got to
win.
It
didn't matter last year.
It's how you're going to have to win the division.
I hope so. That's the plan. But at the end of the day, your boy Baker wasn't good enough, and I'm so happy.
I just
need
need
we
a
will
list,
not
Matty.
have this conversation.
I need the list
anymore.
so that I know it's. I just need the list so that I know it's the norm for quarterbacks to enter the league and immediately get to Super Bowls. Give me the long list of the guys that have done that, and then I'll say, you know what, you're right.
I didn't say
one playoff win in
Bowl.
4 years ain't nothing, because quarterbacks come in the league all the time and go straight to the Super Bowl.
30 and 30. I mean, he went 30 and 30. If that's not average, then I don't know what is.
Well, you don't want to chalk a year that he played injured. I chalked that.
I'm going back
to the playoffs. I'm going back to the fact that he went to the playoffs and won a game.
He made everybody know that he was playing. So I'm not chalking that. You on the field, play. You and Sue said that your expectations don't change. You are a professional and you get paid to do a job. He played and he didn't do good.
Coach, I expect him to do his job and sit him down.
Hey, the coach is here.
How is that me trying to say Baker's great? Let him keep playing. I said sit him down.
Hey, whatever you want to say, dog. I don't even care because he's gone. So it doesn't matter.
And I'll let you in on a little insight as to why the Browns fan base is very impatient with quarterbacks. It's because of the love affair with Bernie Kosar. The love affair with Bernie Kosar has tainted the minds and the expectations of Browns fans. They think everybody should get in and do it like Bernie. Bernie is one of those outlier quarterbacks who had immediate success from rookie season on. He is one of not many. So if you think that it's the norm for quarterbacks to just show up and all of a sudden they having all of this success, like, ooh, and by the way, quarterbacks that do have the success coaches ain't getting fired. They're not switching up general managers in the midst of all of that. They're having this success because they have a sustained organization that's stable. They're coming into good situations. They're not coming at they're not having their coach get fired in the midst of the season. And then they're not being coached by a goofball in their second
raw
season.
deal. He got a raw deal.
Yeah, but your expectation of him doesn't change regardless of the fact that you know the deal was raw.
Once I saw his height, and that's what I knew was his height, I moved on.
Okay,
there's
the same conversation earlier.
There's a reason why
you were pumped up about Kyler Murray. Though,
hold on. I wasn't pumped up. That was just an example. I'm not pumped up about Kyler Murray.
There's a guy playing on TV right now, same size, same stature, got Super Bowl rings.
It doesn't matter. He's
gone. No, what I'm saying is it matters only because you don't like the player. If you liked the player, you would only speak positive.
But you're not accepting why I don't like him. I'm telling you why I don't like him. He's average. I don't think he's that good. To me, everything else is out the window. I don't care about how much he talked and all of that. I don't care about his height. Ultimately, if you're a winner, you're a winner. Here, he wasn't a winner.
He was winning until he got hurt.
You and other people think that he should have gotten a better deal.
He was winning until he got hurt.
Okay,
he was winning until he got hurt.
Great. It doesn't matter though, because
he was winning until he got hurt.
That is what you think.
That's what happened. That's what I saw with my own eyes.
All right, so his record before last year was still around 500. Like, I don't understand.
You don't know what his record was before.
He's 30-30 overall. So what did he play last? He went about 500 in the games that he played last year.
What was our record last year? You want to do the math? Go ahead,
bro. You're missing the point. The point is that
if you have a good coach and a decent quarterback and good players, you can make it to the Super Bowl.
What are you saying right now? That Baker should be here and Stefanski should be gone?
No, I'm not saying that.
Well, what are you saying?
I'm saying I didn't agree that we should have moved on because we were a playoff team with him, and that's what you aim for. You get in the postseason, you see what happens. So I just don't think it was time to make that move. If he didn't in his fifth year, if he faltered, then if he comes back healthy, I'd have been like, fine, let's move on.
I'm glad you're not the GM. That's all I gotta say. I love you. You're my guy. You're my dog. I'm glad you're not the GM, man. I'm glad you're not.
But the GM did what the GM did what y'all wanted him to do. Only problem with it is he had to guarantee too much money to get it done. And now it could hamstring the organization for the
1-0. Baker's team is 0-1 and you still mad. I don't get it.
I'm not mad.
Well,
we got to see how this turned out in the long run.
I don't mean literally mad.
A long
you
run.
know what I mean.
I'm glad. I'm happy with 1-0. But 1-0 don't get me no Super Bowl. 1-0 don't get me no Super Bowl, man. 1-0 don't get me no Super Bowl.
Baker ain't never getting no damn Super Bowl. You better stop playing. You better stop telling me them jokes.
Could have got one here.
Baker ain't getting no Super Bowl.
Hey, we make it to the playoffs. You never know what could have happened.
All right, man. We got to wrap this up because you got to put that.
Especially if Stefanski give up the play calling, because
that's not going. We 3 years into this. He ain't doing it. We 3 years into Stefanski. We got to stop hoping and wishing it ain't gonna happen.
Before we go, most dominant game you've seen the Browns play?
Man, you asking me to remember something? I don't even remember what I ate.
What was the most dominant performance you've seen the Browns put on in a game versus
first to fourth quarter? For a whole game?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I would have to look at them scores, bro. I'm serious.
Man, you're really not going to go back to the playoff win?
Okay. What is your point?
So do you consider that probably like the most dominating?
It was probably the most fun Browns game I've ever watched. I'll give you that.
Guess what was missing that day?
What?
Stefanski.
So let's fire Stefanski. I think you got it. He's 1-0. He's taking us to the playoffs. But let's give all the credit to Baker Mayfield. And
I didn't say that. Don't put words in my mouth.
Goodness.
Don't put words in my mouth. I said he needs to call a better game. Okay. He needs to call a game so we could be a dominant team like we should be. When another dude came in and called the game with the same players, we looked way more dominant. So it's a coaching issue. that all these teams are able, that the Carolina Panthers were damn near able to beat us yesterday when we had a big ass lead. It's a coaching issue when you don't call situational games correctly. It's the coach.
When we do these shows, I don't even know why we're arguing. I'm gonna just be honest. We won.
Stefanski better get his play calling act together if he's gonna call these damn plays.
Okay.
We have a team that can be dominant if he calls it correctly, but he don't. I
don't put yesterday's game on.
Don't do that, Matty.
I think that
Matty, he tried to pass. He tried to get a heavy passing game in the second half with Jacoby Brissett.
Okay, but that's not
foolish.
But those inaccurate passes didn't blow coverage for Baker Mayfield to get a 75-yard fly route to Robbie Anderson, where no brown jersey was within 20 yards of him. That didn't have anything to do with play calling, and it didn't have anything to do with Jacoby Brissett. It was a busted coverage. You saw them. They talked about it in the broadcast.
Jacoby Brissett couldn't even hit wide open receivers.
Whoever the safety was on that
Jacoby Brissett couldn't hit the dudes that was open running down the field.
I'm glad it's my backup. We're going to be here.
No, he's your starter, sir.
Day after every single Browns game.
He's your starter.
We'll probably still find a way to talk about Baker Mayfield every single week. I hope not. But I gotta tell you this, Haz. I will be rooting for Baker.
More S-Ty. Thank you,
when
baby.
He plays Bengals.
Put a comment up.
And the Ravens. Did you hear what I said?
What?
I will be rooting for Baker. Who am I? Oh yeah, that's why you wanted it. Of course, I could have guessed that.
Thank you.
We appreciate you watching. I will be rooting for Baker.
I'm looking at X's and O's. Y'all focused on one player. I'm looking at X's and O's.
You're looking at the past because Baker's gone. It's over with.
I'm looking at yesterday, and I'm telling you for the future, Jacoby Brissett better get it together because if he played like that when we start playing good teams, we're going to get our ass kicked.
Hey, I hope not, man. I'm a root for the kid.
And I almost let the Carolina Panthers come back and beat us, bro. With the quarterback you think stinks.
With the GOAT on the other side. I'm glad
he was the GOAT. You said that. Y'all think he's not good, but he almost beat us.
All right, man. All right. Here you go.
Shit.
You see Corey's comment? All right, let's get out of here, man. Baker boo-boo, dog.
What does that mean? What does that even mean?
It means he's shitty. He's shit. That's what it means. You know what boo-boo is. You know exactly what boo-boo is. Don't play with me.
Carolina's happy to have him.
They're going to win 4 games this year. Nobody cares about Carolina.
I'll put money on it.
Okay, we'll talk about that off air. I've been trying. Let's end the show. Let's invite people to watch us the day after every Browns game in the evening-ish. We not held by no sponsor. We ain't held to no schedule right now, but we're going to be here to talk after every single game. And I don't know. We'll give Haz 10 minutes to vent about
Baker Bros of America.
Right. Yeah. We're gonna give you a Baker rant every week.
Dude, my
man.
rant is my rant is coach well. If Tomlin can win with Tomlin can win with Mitchell Trubisky, we damn sure could have won with Baker.
I ain't tied to Stefanski. I don't care about him.
That's all I'm saying.
About him. Win.
I'm not calling Baker the greatest quarterback, but if Tomlin can win with Mitchell Trubisky, with Joe Burrow on the other side,
top 3 coach in the NFL.
Sure can win with. Matter of fact, we did win with Baker against Burrow every time. So anyway,
yeah. All right, man. We appreciate y'all watching. We appreciate y'all comments. Yes, Corey, again, RIP PNB Rock. You can read about it on the websites, WZAKCleveland.com, ZHipHopCleveland.com. And we back for another season. Come on, man. Get one more rant in for your boy, man. I ain't going to
rant, bro. Get your act together, man.
I agree.
Run the damn ball when you're supposed to run the ball.
I agree. That? Hey, share this with your Browns fans. Just hit that share button. Make sure they see it. And we'll be back next week, man. Jets on Sunday.
Jets
going down.
Brownies beat the Jets. Oh, yeah. I got to get a recap.
Oh, man. All right, man. It's good to be back. Let's get out of here. I'm sure my family is tired of me yelling down here.
Aren't you in control of ending the show?
Yeah, but you signal, you do our out.
Bye. Oh, right. All right. For Matt Sports, I'm DJ HazMatt.
And I'm Matty Willz. Holla at y'all next week.
Out here.
I got to hit